She said it with a straight face, like she was reading a weather report. Fire your entire team by Monday, or I'll do it for you. I remember the way her nails tapped against the conference table, sharp, deliberate, a sound meant to remind me who held power now. I just nodded, quiet, obedient. That's what she thought. What she didn't know was simple. They weren't just my team, they were the company. Back then, I believed in her, foolishly, completely. She used to bring me coffee when I stayed late, kiss the back of my neck, whisper how proud she was of me. When the promotion opened, she said, "You deserve it more than anyone." But she didn't mean me, she meant her. 2 months later, she was sitting in my chair. The board had decided she'd be a better fit for the new management direction. Her smile that day was rehearsed, corporate, cold. And I was left with a hollow title, a senior consultant, like a trophy on a forgotten shelf. I tried to believe it was business, not betrayal, until I found her emails. It started with a draft she forgot to delete, a message to the CFO. Once he's out, we'll restructure the team. His people are too loyal to him. I'll bring in my own. Her people. My downfall. Every kind word, every late-night conversation, all of it had been part of her strategy. A slow, careful coup. She hadn't just taken my job, she'd taken my trust, my work, my name. That was the night something inside me went silent. No anger, no shouting, just precision. I spent the next 3 weeks in quiet preparation. While she played manager, I became the architect of her collapse. I met with the board privately, one by one. Not as a wounded husband, but as the man who built their profits, their structure, their future. I showed them numbers, projections, the network of clients who only dealt through my team. Then I showed them her emails, the ones where she mocked them behind their backs. The board's too old to see real innovation, she'd written. They read every line in silence. I didn't ask for anything. I just told them, calmly, "You'll see everything clearly on Monday." By Friday, she was unstoppable, strutting through the halls, barking orders, calling my engineers dead weight. I watched her dismantle the culture I'd built like she was rearranging furniture. She didn't notice the looks people gave her, didn't sense the quiet meetings happening without her, didn't realize that the same people she wanted me to fire were signing contracts directly with me. Yes, I had built a new entity, a division, under a holding company the board already owned. And the team she wanted gone? They were already transferred, officially by Friday evening. Every asset, every project, every line of revenue tied to them now belonged to the new branch. All that remained under her management were empty desks and pending complaints. Monday morning came like a storm. She walked into the boardroom in a red blazer, the kind of red you wear when you think you've won. Her voice carried across the room. "As of today, I've terminated his entire team. We'll rebuild from scratch." I sat across from her, silent. The board members didn't respond. They just waited. Then Mr. Carlyle, the chairman, looked up and said, "You mean the team that no longer works for this division?" Her brow furrowed. "Excuse me?" "They've been reassigned," he said, sliding the folder toward her, "under him. The board approved it Friday." Her hand froze mid-air as she flipped through the papers. The signatures were all there. Her power, her control, gone in an instant. And then she looked at me. I'll never forget her face. Shock first, then confusion, then that flicker of realization, the one that says, "I underestimated you." The silence in the room was absolute. The only sound was the hum of the air conditioning and the faint tremor in her breath. Carlyle spoke again. "We also reviewed your conduct. The board has voted to terminate your contract, effective immediately. I didn't move, didn't smile, didn't gloat. I simply leaned back, folded my hands, and said, "I'll handle the transition." Her eyes glistened, not with tears, but with fury she couldn't express here, not in front of them. She tried to speak, but her voice broke. "David, you—" But the guards were already at the door. When she walked out, she didn't look back. She just held herself like she still had dignity left to protect. I stayed behind, collected my notes, my pen, my quiet victory. Because revenge, when done right, doesn't roar. It whispers. It lets them realize, too late, that every move they made was part of your plan. In the end, I didn't need to fire my team. I only needed to free them. And as for her, she taught me something valuable. Power built on betrayal never lasts. It collapses the moment you face someone who knows how to stay silent long enough to let it happen. I walked out of that boardroom without looking back.